eagerly awaiting this beginning. And there we go. And we're
All
off.
right. We are off to the races, at least for Bullseye and Gameaholic. Little delayed start there, but hopefully they get those timers synced up.
Maniacal and Bullseye. Looks like everybody fell through the first room in Sirius Station without hitting any platforms, which is kind of a tight little spin jump coming down through there.
Oshino, do my eyes deceive me, or is papert1ger running on a palette swap ROM?
He is most definitely running on a palette swap ROM, but don't fret because it is strictly a palette swap. There's no funny business going on here. All he has is different colors.
That's excellent. I was a little bit worried. No, I'm just kidding. papert1ger is a very, very honest and fair runner, so I wouldn't expect anything but fair play from him in this tournament.
Everybody intentionally taking damage so that we can skip the Ridley fight. Otherwise, if you didn't want to skip the Ridley fight, I believe it takes 100 shots in order to get Ridley to transition at the very beginning, and that's much slower than just taking damage.
100 shots, 100 pea shooter shots.
100 pea shooter shots.
Much better idea to take damage.
Yeah, not to mention, that's a lot of shots to get off without actually just taking the intended damage. It's kind of a small room to fight him in there.
Absolutely. Looks like Bullseye took some multiple steam damage after the magnet stairs. So Maniacal finishes up series in 44-60. We've got the bottom two runners, Pepe, aka papert1ger, and Gameaholic with 43s, but Bullseye not far behind Maniacal.
Everybody over 40 seconds in there, which is very good for everybody.
So we'll be heading down to the planet Zebus. And yeah, chat pointing out papert1ger with the meme timer. What's that first digit? I couldn't even tell.
Looked like an upside down 1, but who knows?
Terrific stuff. Terrific stuff from Pepe.
Pretty good sync going on from everybody right now. All within, I'd say within 2 seconds of each other or so. 3 seconds maybe.
So runners have touched down on Criteria. As Oshino pointed out, they're pretty synced up, pretty close. Making their way through Parlor. This is the nice, kind of the calm before the storm. The game opens with a set piece without any enemies, not until they collect the Morph Ball and the first missile pack. Maniacal with a Moonfall as well as papert1ger to go down the reverse climb.
Moonfall is actually a more recent discovery in the Super Metroid speedrunning community. It turns out that if you have the special control feature Moonwalk turned on, and I believe it's if you're holding shot and you do like a little moonwalk and then a spin jump off of a platform, your fall speed is not capped. So therefore, your fall speed infinitely increases and allows you to kind of clip through some of these platforms.
Right you are. With that recent discovery, I think within the last 2 years, it has definitely been changing both old route and new route as runners find more and more places to optimize their movement, to use that uncapped fall speed to get through rooms even faster. Maniacal leading the charge, making his way out of construction zone after getting those first missile pack, and other 3 runners very, very hot on his heels.
Very nice sync going on between Bullseye and Gameaholic as well. All right, so now that we've picked up the Morph Ball and the first missile pack, the the Zebus area is now awake, so we have monsters coming back through the pitless room. Maniacal not falling into any pits, saving the frames, saving the time. Looks like Bullseye fell into 1 pit, but it's okay. So it doesn't really cost that much time. It's optimal to not fall in any pits, but I guess that kind of goes without saying.
It looked like all 4 runners attempted the climb with a right side wall jump. Pepe having a little bit of trouble going with ledge grabs now. That might give Gameaholic a chance to catch up a little bit. And he does. He has now taken the lead heading back into Parlor.
Nice mock ball for Maniacal there, getting underneath those zoomers. Hasn't taken any damage, which is really good because now we're coming up on Bomb Chorizo. So the Bomb Chorizo fight is very important that we go in there with 99 energy because it has a little bit of like an RNG manipulation, I guess you can say, to the point where all the drops that we get coming out of the eggs that he shoots will always have missiles in them.
Very nice. It was interesting for the Chozo to hide a bird inside that bird-shaped statue, but it provides a challenge to casual players or new players to the game. But for seasoned runners like these, they know the manipulation. They know to count their shots. Maniacal with a nearly flawless Bomb Chorizo fight. Bullseye and Gameaholic beginning their Bomb Chorizo fights. Bullseye blowing open BT's chest, grabbing more missiles, but gets the decapitation animation, unfortunately, but polishes off BT in short order. Gameaholic, no decapitation animation. So now it's just up to Pepe. Beautiful fight from Pepe. He's not far behind Gameaholic now.
Yes, great fights from all the runners. Bullseye missing the Alcatraz escape, but we get it on the second try. We're good to go.
Gameaholic with the first try. Very nice.
And Pepe with the second try as well.
Well, this is it, folks. Super Metroid fans out there in viewer land, we got ourselves a race as we head down to Green Brinstar. Pepe making his way through Terminator. So just an item fanfare separating Gameaholic and Pepe. Maniacal, the first one to reach Green Brinstar. Bullseye with a swaggy D-boost through that last green pirate. Very nice movement from all four runners so far.
So Maniacal coming up with the first sequence break of the game here. What he's going to do is he's going to morph on at the same time that he touches the ground, entering this room so that he can carry his run speed in morph ball form, make it underneath those gates, and pick up his early super missiles.
That right you are, Oshino. That first sequence break is so crucial to this any percent category. We can avoid spore spawn, get you super missiles, open up pink doors and green doors. So that opens up a ton of possibilities to these runners early on in the game. And skipping an entire mini boss fight. First try from Pepe. Looks like Bullseye's got to go back and reset the room. I think he missed it. And Gameaholic collecting his first super pack as well. He'll be heading into Pink Brinstar.
All these runners looking real good, coming into Pink Brinstar. Maniacal hitting some of the platforms on the way down, but that's fine. Still making really good time from Maniacal. It looks like he's going to get a sub 8 minute charge beam, which is actually a really good pickup time. Bullseye getting the down back through the tiny gaps, dropping through Pink Brinstar. That's actually a really, really tight down back to get through there.
It's just something about this game and its movement, just unlike any other, I must say. Maniacal getting caught up on that side hopper through Green Hill Zone, had the mock ball, but that side hopper was not having any of it, but he's through into New Bridge. And Bullseye hot on his heels, gets the mock ball through Green Hill, slides under the side hopper, blasts the next one, and a nice D-boost through that blue gate.
Yes, very good movement going on from all four runners right now.
papert1ger doing a bit of farming, pseudo screwing through that door transition and blowing away the Cack Attack to get another super missile. Meanwhile, Maniacal flying past the Meridia Tube on his way to Kraid. Bullseye and Gameaholic making their way through Red Brinstar. Also
Bullseye
to Kraid.
Bullseye with a strategic pause in the water, trying not to get grabbed by the grabber.
That was definitely a strategic pause. It gives tactical advantage because you definitely don't want to get grabbed by one of those enemies, you lose a lot of time. Bullseye almost had the jump across the gap, but has to use the backup and wall jump his way into Kraid's warehouse.
Very nice D-boost from Bullseye as well. Maniacal being the first one to enter into the crate area, making it right at about 10 minutes even. He does not have missiles selected right now, so I'm going to go ahead and say that he's going to go for the charge beam method for the crate quick kill. The charge beam method involves charging up a shot, hitting crate in the face with it, and that'll shock crate. He'll be so scared that he doesn't even want to move his hand anymore. And at that point, he opens his mouth, and then we pump 4 super missiles right into his mouth, and then he won't even stand up at all.
Beautiful fight from Maniacal, as Oshino just pointed out, getting that charge beam Kraid quick kill. Bullseye and Gameaholic are both setting up for their Kraid quick kills. papert1ger very, very close behind with a really nice party zone. Only took 1 hit off of the Key Hunter. That can be a really tricky room. And Bullseye finishing off Kraid with that fusillade of super missiles.
We're 3 for 3 so far. Let's see if Pepe's got it.
Very nice, Gameaholic. Gameaholic will grab his various suit. Pepe setting up. 4 for 4? Are you kidding me? I'm hyped up now.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
4 Kraid quick kills.
Very nice from all 4 runners. No DLC requirement at all. We didn't even download it. Didn't even find it in the store. We're not even buying.
Maniacal first to visit the janitor's closet of Kraid's warehouse and rewarding himself with another energy tank. That'll come in handy when he heads down to Norfair and back up to Rick's ship to fight the next major boss of the game.
Pepe rocking a very swaggy blue suit for a color change.
That is just dripping with swag. Excellent. Bullseye also heading to Kraid's, the janitor's closet of Kraid's warehouse. I think that name was coined yesterday or the day before, but it is gonna stick come hell or high water.
We just need to change it in the wiki or something. That way it'll be official.
Absolutely.
I think we can do that, right? Should be easy enough.
You should
Wiki's
be able
something
to
that
on the
everybody
wiki,
can edit.
For sure, everyone can edit it. So it looks like Pepe is only about a door transition behind Gameaholic, so he definitely is picking up some time and catching up to Game. Well, Maniacal's the first to get to high jump boots. I love the strategy to shoot that Sova and then unlock the flashing door. Just really, really nice strat from so far 2 of the 4 runners. Let's see if the other 2 can get it.
There are backups in case you happen to miss that Sova on the way down, but some of them can be kind of tricky. One of the more optimal strats involves doing a wall jump up through that tight little area and dropping a bomb on your way up, and it kind of pops the Sova as he's running past you.
Very nice. Now, I have to wipe my eyes because I left my glasses in another room. I believe Pepe had retaken the lead from Gameaholic.
He sure has. We're ahead here by maybe a second or so. Really, really close race between 2 bottom runners, with the space between Maniacal and Bullseye only being 2 rooms at this point.
So still a tight race, especially because we're less than 15 minutes into this race. Bubble Mountain can be a great equalizer. Fantune RNG can be a great equalizer as well.
Yep, Maniacal dethroning the King Cack attack. He said, "Not today, buddy."
Not today indeed. As Crunchy Lex says, the king is dead. Long live the king.
See how Bullseye does here. Has missile selected. Doesn't opt to charge beam, or he actually ended up deselecting missile. Is very patient on the wall jump. Morphs into a ball. That strat to actually morph into a ball is a very important backup for trying to get by King Cack. It means that you don't have to be patient for your wall jumps or anything, because if he does end up hitting you with one of his spines that he shoots out, you'll still get booped upwards and you'll land on the platform.
It looked like Gameaholic did retake the lead from Pepe, but double clutches on the wall jump, but couldn't capture another one and has to give it another shot. Pepe, the first one into Well, whatever the room before the speed booster room is called, Yoshino, you're gonna have to fill in the gaps of my limited knowledge of the of the Atlas. I don't have the Super Metroid Atlas available to me.
I'm seeing in chat that it's called the Bat Cave.
The Bat Cave. That makes perfect sense because there are bat-like enemies in that room. Why can't every room in this game be called that? Speaking of Bat Cave, Bullseye with a swaggy D boost to get out of there after grabbing his speed booster. Maniacal heading in through double chamber. I knew that one. Through double chamber,
Hmm.
picked that one up from Oshino the other day, collecting his wave beam. Pepe's got speed booster. Gameaholic's got speed booster. So very, very tight race so far.
Yes,
And to cap it all off, we get ourselves a nice little high five from Bullseye and Maniacal through that eponymous double chamber.
Yes, both Maniacal and Bullseye having really good double chamber rooms. Maniacal didn't fall down at all, neither did Bullseye. And they made it back, or Maniacal has made it back up out of double chamber on his first try. It looks like papert1ger fell down. Those platforms can be really tricky. You can unintentionally do a movement called a Kego through them. So what a Kego is if you accidentally turn, like you face one direction and you go to turn the other direction, then Samus will go through obviously a motion to turn around, and that motion is actually an uninterruptible thing, and it'll allow you to pass through the platform unintentionally.
Excellent, excellent explanation, Oshino. Hitting all the major points about Kegoing as well as those tricky platforms through double chamber. Pepe went for another jump. He backs up, takes a big running start again, gets all the way top. Oh, but he falls back down. This could give Game a chance to catch up. He elected to go through the bottom door, so he's just got to make his way back up the top to Bubble Mountain.
Pepe and Gameaholic back on sync, with Gameaholic getting the jump on the way up. Maniacal setting up for Alpha Spark. Unfortunately, bonking the corner of that door was just a hair too high for that jump.
Just a little baby bonk is enough to miss that Alpha Spark. I thought we were going to have another 4 for 4, but alas, that's okay. Maniacal still charging the way forward in the lead, heading up Red Tower.
So Maniacal does not have Ice Beam, so he's going to do a hero shot, which is where he's going to shoot his beam and chase it all the way up to the top, and it breaks that block in the center, and then he's going to wall jump all the way up and on the way out. And he got it first try.
Perfect execution from Maniacal and a nice D boost through Hellway, and then a quick little mini jumps through the rest and just plows through down to Alpha PBs. That was blisteringly fast through that room. And
Yes,
gets the damage boost.
really good spin jump control going through that area. Didn't bonk any platforms on the way down. Bullseye getting really good ledge grabs on the way up through this red tower, and is going to get the first try red tower as well.
Looks like Pepe's setting up for Alpha Spark. Gameaholic unfortunately bonked the door, so unable to get that. Go Pepe, go! Oh, just runs out of Shine Spark timer just at the very end there.
Gameaholic making his way up red tower, and Pepe not far behind at all. Maybe 4 or 5 seconds behind on papert1ger.
And Bullseye with a swaggy D boost into Alpha PBs goes for the backup and gets that as well. Maniacal, though, all the way up to Criteria. He's about to spark across the moat, while Pepe having a little bit of trouble with Red Tower, just keeps hitting that last ripper. Unfortunately, he's gonna have to shoot the block back open, make his way back up. Gameaholic heading into Alpha PBs as Maniacal sparks across, taking that strategic height on the spark so that he bongs kind of the outcropping of the wreck ship itself. That way he maintains a higher energy level heading into Fantoon. And
Yes,
now Pepe's up through Red Tower. I'm sorry, Oshino, go ahead.
I was going to say both Bullseye and Maniacal having really good health on their way over to Fantoon right now. The Fantoon fight can quickly go bad, and it's easy to lose a lot of health in that fight. So, especially in a race setting, trying to conserve as much health as possible is very, very important for this fight. Bullseye choosing to do the same thing, kind of bonk the top of that ceiling, conserves probably 50 or so health on the way through. Bullseye's health really healthy here. It has about 271 health, which is really good entering Fantoon. Maniacal setting up for his Fantoon fight. Does not have Power Bomb selected, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that he's going to use either a Poplar strat or he's going to do a Doppler strat. Accidentally hits him with a super.
Oh,
So
no.
whenever you hit Fantoon with a super missile, it turns out that he goes into this enrage mode. And this enrage mode, I want to say lasts like 20 seconds or so. Luckily, Maniacal with the strats using the pseudo screw to make it through the flames and not take any bit of damage.
So on the bottom two screens, a couple of minor miscues, but they've summed to put Pepe a bit behind Gameaholic. He's still in Criteria getting ready to spark across the mode, while Gameaholic is 2 screens away from his Fantoon fight. And Maniacal finishing off Fantoon, a brilliant comeback after that enrage pattern. And Bullseye, unfortunately, we have to contact his ISP because we were getting a slideshow there for a bit, but it looks like he's also finished off Fantoon. So Bullseye really closing the gap on Maniacal here early.
Definitely closed the gap. Unintentionally laid a power bomb. Hopefully he gets another power bomb here because I don't know how familiar he would be with a power bombless attic. However, he did end up picking up another power bomb. That was really lucky.
Excellent RNG. Must have been manipulated somehow. Bullseye's got some arcane strats for RNG manipulation that we don't even understand. Pepe conserving that super, he's going to finish off Fantoon with that super using regular missiles on the Ghidorah, while Gameaholic going in on Fantoon trying to bust that ghost down.
papert1ger has power bomb selected, will be using an X Factor for his opening. Doesn't get a fast. We'll see if he's going to pick up a mid here. No mid. Looks like it's going to be a round 1 slow pattern for papert1ger. Didn't quite have the charge ready to go for that pseudo screw through. Got the fast reappear and then unfortunately missed 2 particles for the X Factor. Was really close still. Unfortunately, if you do miss the X Factor, while those particles are flying around, you cannot shoot any munitions until all the particles disappear. papert1ger
watch his health here. He landed the 4 particles on the second X Factor, so Fantoon is definitely very red, about to be dead. Maniacal heading into bowling very quickly, but Bullseye very close behind, only 1 door transition behind. And Gameaholic heading up to grab that crucial super missile pack in the wrecked ship as Pepe finishing off Fantoon. All 4 ghosts have been busted for these runners, so that's terrific.
Really great fights from all runners overall. Bullseye making it into the bowling alley on his way to pick up his gravity suit with Maniacal, not far behind. Still a really close race between the 2 runners on top.
We can't count out papert1ger yet. Never could do that because Meridia can be a very tricky sequence, and of course Lower Norfair. Lower Norfair puts absolutely the harshest conditions and just an incredible test for a runner of any skill level. So I think Pepe still has a chance to make up some time here on Game, but Game also playing extremely well and setting a really nice pace here as we enter into the mid game.
Yes, Gameaholic got a really nice attic spark as well. It hit all the monsters on his way over to the left side so he can pop open that door, and is on his way to pick up his gravity suit as well. And there are plenty of times where the run can go south very quickly, so this is definitely no time to count anybody out.
Not only would counting any of these runners out be, incompatible with the spirit of this tournament, but like you said, you can't count anyone out of an any percent run because anything can and will happen.
papert1ger also having a slightly better attic over Gameaholic is going to help him close the gap a little bit more as well. Maniacal has 10 supers already.
Bullseye hot on the heels of Maniacal as they make their way back down Red Tower on the way to Meridia. And
Yes,
we'll see if we go for some... Oh, Maniacal falling into the Vileplume. I don't know if he was going to farm or going for the damage boost. But Bullseye going with the damage boost. And we are practically synced. Bullseye with a millisecond or more lead on Maniacal now.
both Bullseye and Maniacal having 10 supers already is going to be crucial to this Batoon fight coming up. Batoon takes either 1 X Factor and 6 supers, or he takes 10 supers depending on what strategy that they're going to go with. Having 10 supers is also going to guarantee that this CAC right here is going to drop a large health for them.
And Bullseye definitely has the HP advantage. He's got 236 compared to Maniacal's 181, so that could play a factor.
Oh yes, Batoon can be really tricky. He's got crazy hitboxes on him. Certain parts of his body do different amounts of damage. His head does a different amount than his body does, but it is possible to be hit by multiple hitboxes from his body, unfortunately.
Now let's see the color, the palette swap for Pepe as he gets that swaggy gravity suit. Oh, what a brilliant magenta fuchsia lavender combo. That's unbelievable. I like the stock gravity suit, but this is louder, prouder. I love it.
Wonderful palette choice here.
I wonder if from any of these 4 runners if we're going to see the decalled Batoon X Factor, or as I like to call it, the heat-seeking Sidewinder Missile.
I like it.
The first time I saw that strat, I was absolutely floored because it's just so cool to watch the particles just kind of coalesce together. Oh yeah, Maniacal setting up for it, landing 3 of 4. That was a pretty good attempt. Oh, and the 4th one came back around and bobbed Batoon right in the face.
Heat seeking, just like you said.
Two of the particles didn't connect. Wow, is this ever exciting?
Batoon hitbox is tending to troll both top runners right now, but if they stand over in this left side, they'll never get hit by Batoon. They can just unload charge shots and try to hit him right in the face. The fight's over for Maniacal, not far behind for Bullseye. Still really, really close race between both runners.
Maniacal with the Yahtzee going straight in to get that Batoon E-Tank. Bullseye very, very close behind. So it's just the difference in time of making up for Maniacal was just the Batoon fight. Anything can happen.
Maniacal's going to have to farm some supers here. He needs at least 2 to get through this area. He needs to open up a green door before he gets in there and 1 for the Ghidorah. Chooses to farm 3. Pretty safe option here. Bullseye is setting up for the halfie. Unfortunately, gets the naughty. Ended up using it on his wall jumps up. Those wall jumps can be really, really tight, and it's pretty easy to accidentally hit the up button while you're holding jump, which will end up having you spark right into the ceiling like so.
Gameaholic strapped up with ammunition, 20 and 10, so no reason to get Aqueduct supers or missiles. So heading into the Batoon fight with pretty good energy, but excellent ammo.
papert1ger having a little bit of trouble with those wall jumps, getting up through that little fish tank area, but ends up making it through.
Oh yes, and Maniacal and Bullseye synced up as they both head into Dragon. They're going to have to clear the menu, boys, because we're having shrimp for dinner.
Both runners having similar ammo counts as well. They both have 1 super, and 1 super is a little bit less than I would technically prefer to have entering into Dragon, but depending on what strategy they go for, they're both going for an X Factor opening. Should both be able to finish this off with 3 really good Shine Spark.
Looked like Gameaholic got a little bit trolled by Batoon. His energy was low, and having to exhaust his super missile supply, delivers charge shots to finish off Batoon. And Pepe starting his Batoon fight with the decalled X Factor strat. An 8-ball mysteriously appearing inside of his timer, delivering those super missiles. Maniacal with a phenomenal Dragon fight, and Pepe with a phenomenal Batoon, but getting health bombed. Not a single super drop, so he's going to have to farm.
Bullseye still not far behind, also had a really, really clean Dragon fight. Neither runner got blue suit, but That's gonna keep the keep the run really consistent between both runners at this point.
Absolutely. And Gameaholic farming up to full ammunition, so this could give Pepe a chance to close the gap a bit. Maniacal first to get the space jump, making his way back through Coliseum. Bullseye still got to exit Dragon's chamber. Pepe set up for the full halfie, but falls all the way back down. Oh, Pepe, I'm sorry. Such bad luck. The darn spin jumps and wall jumps, any other kind of jump, can be very tricky.
Bullseye just barely missing the Wample jump. The Wample jump is a very, very, very tight space jump where you would start the jump from the very bottom, leaving the Dragon room, and then you would carry your speed all the way through that first top pillar. Just barely clip that corner. And also, we have Gameaholic setting up for his Dragon fight. What he's doing is he's taking missiles and shooting 3 of them at each of these turrets. By destroying them, it'll stop them from shooting you throughout the fight, which makes charging up your short charges much, much easier. papert1ger also taking out his turrets. Gameaholic is got the short charge, is going to hit Dragon right in the face. Really good shine spark there. You can see how red her tummy just got from it. So Dragon has multiple hitboxes on her, and the goal of hitting her with the shine spark is to try and hit her right around the neck and face area, because there happens to be 2 overlapping hitboxes there, so you do double damage.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that the hitboxes overlapped and you could do double. That's why the shine spark is such an effective damage dealing method.
Speaking of effectivity, Gameaholic clearing out Dragon is going to be on his way to go pick up Space Jump. Nice, effective shine sparks from Gameaholic. Very, very good fight from him.
I'll say Pepe storing a spark, going for another spark against Dragon. Dragon's got a very red belly, but I think he's just going to chill in the corner to avoid the swoops. Both Bullseye and Maniacal have picked up their plasma beams. Maniacal making his way down through the toilet. Cracks me up every time that's the name of that.
It's hard to tell here because of the palette swap that papert1ger has, but papert1ger does in fact have a blue suit. This will help close the gap a little bit on Gameaholic. This can save optimally about 4 or 5 seconds. Having the blue suit will allow him to get the reverse full halfie on the way back through the Coliseum.
Well, papert1ger definitely pushing it to try to catch up to Gameaholic. Gameaholic making his way back down through Coliseum. Maniacal is going to be the first, though, to head back to Norfair. He's almost to the Norfair elevator, but Bullseye, like a man possessed, right on his heels.
Pepe with the reverse full halfie, that's going to help close the gap on Gameaholic. Chooses to go back to pick up that super missile that the Metroid dropped as well.
Beautiful movement, Pepe. Love that reverse full halfie. Love any type of halfie. Very, very swaggy. And speaking of swaggy, Maniacal heading in to grab that ice beam. Nothing swaggier than Ice Ice Baby. The ability to freeze enemies, and especially those pesky Metroids in Torian.
Gameaholic entering the room to pick up his plasma beam. The plasma beam is, I would happen to say, my favorite beam pickup that you can get. The plasma beam allows you to do some pretty nice stuff. One, it triples your damage output. It allows your beam to pierce enemies so that you can actually shoot more than one thing, which is kind of evidenced by the pile of goop on the floor as he's leaving this area. If you were to shoot them before grabbing the plasma beam, you'd have to shoot each one individually. And as you can see here, he just shot once and he killed all of them in one shot.
Bullseye setting up for the quick ice escape and then land a power bomb. He tricked this commentator. I thought he was going to be going north route, but he's definitely going south route. Maniacal heading south route. He's past the Nutella refill. Doesn't need to fill up because he's only missing 5 HP. Pepe picks up his plasma beam. Now he's got to destroy those pink plasma guarding pirates. And Gameaholic through the toilet. Now he's heading, doing the Meridia escape, I guess you could call it. Bullseye with a really nice space boost through this south route. So we definitely have a terrific race on our hands here.
Maniacal coming on into Lower Norfair with a sub 35 time, which is a really good pace. This should be probably around 51 pace for Maniacal at this point. Bullseye setting up for the chronic boost, gets it. That's a pretty precise standing position that you want to have for that deboost off that little blue guy. Allow him to deboost all the way into the next room, all the way down to the bottom of the lava pit, and then quickly space jump up. The other big advantage to doing the chronic boost over getting a damage boost off of maybe one of the little green dragon guys in the wall, the Namiheis, is that the flame from the Namihei does, I believe it's 50 damage, whereas the blue guy will only do 10 damage.
Right on, right on, right on. So Maniacal heading into worst room in the game. Didn't get
Bullseye.
his charge plasma shot to connect.
Bullseye opening up that door, setting up for fast pillars, really tight stutter 3, gets the short charge and is going to make up a little bit of time on Maniacal here.
Way to go, Bullseye. That is a really tight short charge to get that fast pillars sparked.
Bullseye also having a cleaner worst room in the game as well. This is also going to help close that gap quite a bit.
Well, we'll see, Oshino. We don't know if Ridley's going to be playing nice or going to be mean to either of these runners.
Yeah, let's hope not. Ridley can be a real jerk, that's for sure.
No question. Beautiful speedball by Pepe through the room before Ice Beam. I don't know what you want to call it. Someone in chat will know. I'm confident of that.
That one's just called the room before Ice Beam.
Well, I can't take credit for that one. I'm sure someone else has called it the room before Ice Beam before. Maniacal just blowing by those Disgigas. Beautiful job through Wasteland, but Bullseye right behind him, entering Wasteland on his own. Gameaholic avoiding those yapping maws with some very precisely timed space jump inputs. And Pepe's heading south route as well, right behind Gameaholic.
Maniacal having a really good Metal Pirates fight. So there's another interesting trick about Plasma Beam because it's able to, oh, by the way, very nice Powerhouse from Maniacal. Because Plasma Beam is able to pierce through enemies, Plasma Beam actually does damage per frame that it's passing through an enemy. So by running behind the pirates and shooting them and kind of chasing them, it allows Plasma Beam to stay within the enemy's hitbox for longer and deal more damage, which is why sometimes you're able to kill them in one shot, and sometimes it might take two.
Bullseye set up for Powerhouse, but I think he bonked the door a little bit. Decides to farm up some of those enemies while Maniacal begins tangling with that nasty Space Pelican with a very razor-sharp tail. That's Ridley himself delivering those charged plasma shots. Pepe getting set up to enter Lower Norfair. Gameaholic's already made it to the Pillars room.
Both Maniacal and Bullseye both entering Ridley with 4 E-Tanks, which is a ton of health to have entering this fight as well. Maniacal patiently waiting, has exhausted all of his shots into Ridley and is just trying to get picked up. Getting picked up by Ridley is actually what ends up ending the sequence for Ridley. If you deal all of her health, then she'll go into a slightly different flying around pattern, but sometimes she can be a real jerk and she'll hit you with her tail or just miss you when she's trying to pick you up.
Gameaholic having a slight bit of trouble in the worst room in the game. It certainly lives up to that moniker. And now Pepe's setting up for what looks like fast pillars.
Very nice
Bullseye
speed booster for Pepe.
Oh, that's right. I haven't seen that strat since early in the tournament. I love that strat. Bullseye's finished off Ridley too, but Maniacal setting a really quick pace here. Already back to Wasteland. Just bopping that Disgiga a little bit. Went for the speedball through that block. Didn't get it, but a great backup. Laying bombs and continuing on. Pepe's through worst room of the game as Gameaholic heads down to Wasteland. And Bullseye beginning his Lower Norfair escape, just electing to blast through all those enemies.
Bullseye with the tight wall jumps, making it up through this little spike corridor in Wasteland, is going to opt to freeze some of these Dusgigas on the way down. And let's see if he's going to set up for the speedball here. Releases the charge shot, doesn't quite get the 3 tap, but it would be faster at this point to go ahead and bomb through than to try and set up for the speedball. Maniacal also having a really good escape so far, has not taken very much damage at all, still has 277 health, which is a ton coming up through these 3 Musketeers. Is going to allow him to tank damage from that second Key Hunter so that he can just clip right through with his iframes on the third one.
Very nice. And those, I don't know what you call the group of 3 Key Hunters before the 3 Musketeers. Maybe it's 3 amigos or 3 Key Hunter buddies. Who knows? But Bullseye making his way past both of them very swiftly. Pepe's in against the Metal Pirates, opened with a Shine Spark, but I don't think he got any of his echoes to connect. Gameaholic, though, having to contend with a pogoing Ridley, shooting fireballs straight at him. And Maniacal's all the way back to Frogway. He'll head up through Business Center on his way to G4. Gameaholic continuing the fight against Ridley. Health looks great. Ridley's got to be close to dying. He's been landing those haymakers, those charged plasma shots. And Pepe about to start his Ridley fight. And just like that, boom, Gameaholic finishes off Ridley.
Gameaholic not choosing to pick up the Ridley E-Tank, says we have 418 health, we're super healthy, let's just get on out of here. So I didn't quite see the exact time that Maniacal hit up on that elevator, leaving Norfair, but I would imagine it was probably in the 51 range. Typically, a good marker to say is whenever you hit up on that elevator, according to Antinomy, is about 10 minutes later is when the whole game should be over. So give or take 51 pace for Maniacal at this point.
Very nice indeed. Bullseye's through Norfair. He's going to put Norfair in his rearview mirror, heading up through Business Center. And Ridley just trolling papert1ger, unfortunately. I believe Ridley's dead. But now Ridley going into a pogo animation. Pepe's really got to watch out for his health here. He's got 113. Gameaholic, though, has made it past Wasteland, so he'll start his lower Norfair escape.
Looks like Ridley's not quite dead for papert1ger. Maybe one more shot. There we go. Gets the pickup, and Ridley is now dead.
Phew! Wipe your brow off, dust it off, and try again. That was really something from Pepe. Glad he survived. Glad he could continue this run. He's putting up a tremendous time.
Yes, Gameaholic with the nice tight space jumps going through the Namihei flames and the boulders, not taking any hit. And Maniacal getting the stanchion. We are now fully stanched.
Oh my goodness, nobody told me I was refreshing my stream. No, I missed it. But that's okay, we got 3 more opportunities to see that beautiful stanchion strat. The space boost through the parlor. Maniacal into G4 in 43.08. That is a very quick time.
Yes, really good pace for Maniacal. Bullseye still not far behind, is going to be passing by the ship. I would venture to say that he's probably not going to pick up a save or a refill from it. Let's see if he's going to get the stanchion. Successfully carries his space or speed booster space jump all the way through that area, breaks through the blocks, and is on his way down to G4.
Woo! 2 for 2. We are fully stanched, Oshino. And Pepe, papert1ger, the tiger with the most, getting that speedball out of Wasteland.
papert1ger with the nice rainbow-colored power bombs as well.
And I mean, papert1ger's got to be on PB pace. I mean, he's starting his lower Norfair escape, moving up the vertical section with a time of A336. Bullseye into G4. So it could come down to baby skip. It could come down to Metroid drops here. But Maniacal making his way maybe a little bit more conservatively than he's used to, but still getting good drops. His ammunition looks terrific. And a nice grouping strat in the second Metroid room puts him at 20 and 9. That's great numbers.
Pepe opting to kill the Three Musketeers, much safer strat. I like it a lot. That's a strat that I use. We don't want to take any extra damage from those things if we don't need to.
Oshio, did you happen to see what Gameaholic did to the Sephi fish? If anything, I missed it.
I did not. I have not seen any Sephi fish shenanigans so far.
Probably for the best, because the Sephi fish is cursed. If you kill the Sephi fish, you might have a very, very bad Mother Brain 2 fight.
Very true. Maniacal setting up for the baby skip here. This is going to be a series of very tight jumps to keep the Metroid jump roping around you in hopes to not get grabbed, and getting a successful baby skip typically saves on average 25 seconds. You get to skip a cutscene, you get to skip an energy refill, and we get to go straight over to Mother Brain. Doing a really good job, jump roping around, jumps up, gets grabbed at the last second.
Oh,
Really unfortunate.
No.
Really unfortunate, but facing right to save the frames. Facing right saves 40 frames because you get to avoid a stand-up animation.
That 2/3 of a second is always worth it. Bullseye had a little bit of trouble in the second Metroid room. Metroid almost came unfrozen, but a beautiful, beautiful job to group those last 3 Metroids in the last Metroid room. And he's got great ammo. He's at 20 and 9.
This can be a gap closer here for Bullseye. It looks like Bullseye is also setting up for the baby skip. If he can get this, then he can really pick up some good time on Maniacal here.
Gameaholics made it to G4. Pepe is still in Meridia, but making his way up these vertical sections, spamming that space jump. While Bullseye, he's got the jumps. He's got, like you said, Oshino. Oh, gosh, the commentary curse. He had the jump ropes, as you said, Oshino, but, oh, getting snatched at the last second.
Baby skip is a very tight trick to get. Very tight jumps, and is 10 times harder to do in a race setting and on PB pace.
That is just such a tough strat. Maniacal finishes off Mother Brain 1 with 2 missiles left over, plenty of ammunition. So Maniacal start his Mother Brain 2 fight. We'll see if Mother Brain is going to be serving up a lot of onion rings or meatballs, french fries with a side of ketchup, I'm sure.
Maniacal not scared, facing the angle up shots right into Mother Brain's face. Sees the hamburger coming, is going to jump over it and hopefully avoid the french fries. No onion rings. Let's see how we're going to do here.
He took that french fry in the chin, but very, very deftly avoids the onion rings. Mother Brain dropping a lot of those burgers, meatballs, whatever you want to call them, but he's already into the ketchup phase. And finishes off Mother Brain 2 in short order.
Mother Brain giving Maniacal the taste of the rainbow. Maniacal says, "It's too sweet, I can't handle it," and can now not get off of his knees.
Get annihilated by the rainbow, taste the rainbow. And oh
Bullseye.
no, Bullseye running out of ammo.
Unfortunately, I don't know if Bullseye took a save, but I think that is game for Bullseye because there's no getting back after you get through that Zabitite right there if you don't have enough missiles.
Oh no, no safety. No safety save from Bullseye. Oh no. Bullseye's timer's still running. No activity in the SRL channel yet.
That was a really good race from Bullseye, though. According to Solid Snake, I'm seeing in the chat on PB pace as well.
Oh, not like this. I'm so sorry, Bullseye. Gameaholic has recharged his energy, so he'll be heading into Mother Brain's room while Pepe, getting picked up by that first Metroid, grabs another one. We've got ourselves a full suck. I mean, Pepe's losing damage per second, must be in the billions. And I think he's still got one more Metroid to take out in this first room. A bold strategy for sure.
Maniacal giving the taste of the rainbow back to Mother Brain. She says, "No, I don't want it. It's too sour." Just peeling her face back in disgust. Way too sour for those Skittles.
Gameaholic wisely freezing those Rinkas, clearing them out, so he just has to worry about the turrets sniping his shots, but really just pounding Mother Brain's cerebral cortex with those super missiles, finishing with 5 missiles extra. Pepe's strapped up with full ammo, 25 and 10 heading into the last Metroid room. Maniacal beginning his escape, still on, I believe, low 51 pace, and I'm just seeing now in the SRL channel, Bullseye has officially forfeited from the race. So GG's to Bullseye. That was a tremendous, tremendous attempt. Hate to see it go that way on PB pace.
Yes, GG to Bullseye. That was a really great run.
Gameaholic, though, shaking off those catch-ups, finishing up Mother Brain 2 with plenty of energy as Maniacal sparks up the reverse climb. Pepe facing right, so not having to worry about that extra 2/3 of a second. Maniacal heading to the ship. Almost there, taking a little bit of steam damage. But Maniacal has finished. He is the winner of the race between the top 2 runners with an official SRL time of 51 minutes and 30 seconds. So GG Maniacal.
GG Maniacal. papert1ger making his way over to Mother Brain 1 has enough ammo for everything, stacked on health. We are ready to go. Get this Zebetite skip. Second try, easy enough. We're prodigies. Let's make our way over to Mother Brain 1. D called asking for Gameaholic's PB. Let me go ahead and look that up one more time. Gameaholic does have a PB of 55.04. It does look like Gameaholic is on PB pace here.
So Gameaholic getting that hyper beam, landing those shots, taking a little bit of damage off those onion rings. But papert1ger beginning his Mother Brain 2 fight, delivering at least 5 or 6 shots before Mother Brain opening with those onion rings. I don't know what kind of onion rings Mother Brain uses. I've never seen a blue onion ring before. Oh, papert1ger taking an onion ring right to the face, but still showing no fear, shaking it off, dusting himself off, avoiding the catch-up by taking the French fry. And he's just a couple shots away from finishing off Mother Brain 2, just as Gameaholic. Mother Brain 3's head just disappears. And so now Gameaholic's going to throttle his way out of here. He's going to go full throttle as he begins his escape from this exploding planet Zebes.
Gets the Shine Spark on up and takes the damage from the pirate there. This will actually allow him to carry his iframes through and wall jump through that next pirate in the next room.
Well, Super Metroid Prodigy Tournament fans, we are joined here by the winner of the first race, Maniacal. GG's to you, Maniacal.
Oh my god, guys. Oof. Holy.
How do you feel about that run?
To you guys, and especially to Bullseye. He pushed me so hard. Holy crap. He was on a pace, man. Huge
Yeah,
shout outs to
absolutely
Bullseye.
maniacal.
That was so savage seeing that ammo soft lock. Like, it viscerally hurt me because we were having a hell of a race. And I really wanted to budget in the pre-mother brain save, but just in case of ammo soft lock. But the only way that's going to be okay is if I have like an extra minute to spare. And like after that Fantoon and the Botwoon debacle, which is where I lost most of my time, there just was no way. So yeah, huge shout outs to Bullseye. Big thanks for the race, and also big shout outs to Gameaholic, whom I had picked him to win this matchup. I had faith in my boy Gameaholic because I know how good he's been getting lately, and it looks like he got a PB this race. Is that right?
He sure did. It looks like he
He sure
PB'd by
did.
about 25 seconds, so.
Oh man, and I see him in the waiting room. Let's bring him in because I got to congratulate Gameaholic. Oh, he wants a second. Okay. Well, when he gets in here, I am so hyped for him for rocking a PB in a week 6 race. This is, I mean, for me and Bullseye, this was a chance for us to compete to make it into the top 16 bracket, which I think I should do as like the 7 or 8 seed now, because I think I'll have the best average time among X2s. But it was also, for Pepe and Gameaholic, a good chance for them to, put one last super solid run on stream and really show off what they had as Super Metroid runners, and they both balled out. So if you haven't
big
yet,
time.
follow Gameaholic and follow Pepe and follow Bullseye too. Huge shout outs to those guys. Gameaholic,
So
GG.
We're joined by Gameaholic. GG's to you, Gameaholic. Congratulations on the W.
Oh, thank you.
And the PB.
I was surprised. Like, I got super nervous since was ahead all the way up to Botwoon, and then I lost a few seconds there. But then I had probably one of the cleanest dragon fights for my standards, and then I was on PB pace from there, and I got super nervous since it was a race and a PB, so I had a lot to lose if I messed it up.
Looked like Pepe elected to save the animals. I believe he came in a little bit over his PB, a PB of 56.48, I believe. But he's just making his way through Criteria to the ship. We'll see if we can't get him in here for an interview, and we can do a little recap over what shaped up to be a very impressive run. So yes, GG's to Pepe. papert1ger finishes with an official SRL time of 57 minutes and 29 seconds.
Great games, Paper.
Yes, GG to all the runners.
Yeah, really. I feel like all 4 of us in this race really did a good job. I am most disappointed in my own performance, based off of the stupid menuing mess up and enraging Fantoon and then missing the X in round 2 to patch it. And then also to messing up the decalled strat on Botwoon, costing a bunch of time. But my Dre was sweet. My Dre was actually a really good fight. And the only other thing I was hype about was I got forward and reverse Plowerhouse, which usually I only get one or the other. So felt good to get both.
Right on. So Gameaholic, you touched on a couple things that you really liked in your run. How does it feel to have come this far in 6 rounds of Swiss and finish with a W?
Very nice. Definitely had some tough opponents, but I'm really glad that I was able to push way past my initial sub-hour goal. So overall, this tourney was really fun. It definitely motivated me to grind really hard for the any percent times.
Right on. So now we're joined by Pepe, aka papert1ger. GG's, Pepe.
Bonjour. Thank you very
Great
much.
games, Pepe.
GG Paper.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, GG.
Is that a like a real PB Gameaholic?
Yeah, it is. Believe by over 23 seconds.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, that's a hot run.
yeah. I just know that my last PB was I had a horrendous dragon fight. So once I had a decent fight, I knew I was in for it.
Nice.
Yeah, and I believe Bullseye was on PB pace too until the ammo lock, and so yeah, like I said, everyone just showed up to this race.
I saw that. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I felt real bad. I mean, I was ahead, so it wasn't like I was able to take the lead. I just was really hoping he'd be able to finish the race and we'd have a nice competitive close time. And I mean, that's the way it was the whole race. We were synced for a large part of it. Like I got ahead at Fantoon, and then I had a disaster Fantoon, and we were tied. And like it was a big back and forth where I'd grind out a couple seconds here and there, and then just lose it. And he went for some killer strats too. Some really aggressive strats that I don't even go for that are really tough, and nailed a lot of them and got some seconds back on me in a few rooms too. And so it was a big back and forth. I'm gonna really enjoy watching it back a little more carefully.
Speaking back and forth, I think Peppy and I were switching like leads like back and forth before Fanny in Red Tower, which was really nice. Like I was pretty nervous early on.
Yeah, that was like the early game for me was so bad. Like I was about at least nearly 2 minutes behind at Gravity.
Mhm.
But the rest of the run was really good. It was just like the first 10 minutes was a bit shaky. Yeah.
The beginning of this run is just like death by 1,000 cuts. Even if you get the Kraid quick kill, it's just like there's so many little optimizations, and it's so easy to lose 1 to 3 seconds in so many of the rooms. It kind of feels bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then Red Tower can just go off the rails.
I actually grinded a bunch of the Red Tower just because I saw what happened to Peppy, and that's exactly what happened to me on my runs. So I just practiced that just so that I wouldn't let that happen to me in any other runs.
So the two things I practiced before this race were Botwoon, which I went and botched, and Cassius Room, which I also botched and lost like 3 seconds on. So I didn't have a lot of time to warm up and practice, but those were things I'd been messing up lately. So I practiced them and like made sure I had them nailed down, and then just proceeded to butcher them both.
Nice.
Unfortunately, that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes, even with boss fights and everything, you could put hours of practice into something, and then once it actually counts is when you end up making that one mistake again.
Welcome to speedrunning.
Absolutely. Welcome.
So it looks like there's the cross product, and gosh, I forget who he's racing. I was talking to him earlier. Race coming up in a few minutes, so I'm gonna let Gameaholic and papert1ger take it over since I'll have another opportunity since I'll make the playoffs. But just wanted to thank you for commentary. Say GG again to everyone. Take it easy.
Congrats on
Absolutely
playoffs.
GG's, and congrats on making it to the bracket.
But good race paper. That was really sick, especially on the early game.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job. And thanks for commentating hockey in Oshino.
Thanks
No
for the
problem.
commentaries.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Oh yeah, it was a great race to watch.
Finish up, oh, sorry, Oshino. Go.
All I said was it's a great race to watch. Let's go ahead and take it home, hockey.
All right, you got it, Oshino. So as Maniacal was pointing out, the very next race is at 5:30 on this same Speed Gaming channel, and that'll be between Snare Rush and Cross Product. But there's also a 4-way race at 6 p.m. over on Speed Gaming 2, and the final race of the Swiss rounds is going to be at 8 p.m. on Speed Gaming between Crunchy Lex and Dark Kaiser. So on behalf of everybody associated with the Super Metroid Prodigy Tournament, I'm the Hockey Towner, having been joined by Oshino, and wishing you all a pleasant afternoon, evening, and good night. And we will see you around for another installment of the Super Metroid Prodigies Tournament.
Have a great night, everybody.